There are fish on this planet that would not survive the act of being seen. Not because they're fragile, not because they're weak, but because the moment they reach the surface, their bodies begin to fail, their organs rupture, their chemistry breaks down, and in some cases, they quite literally melt. These aren't aliens. They live on Earth, and they've been here longer than us. The deep ocean is not just deep. It's a world that actively resists life. Below 200 meters, sunlight fades completely. Below 1,000 meters, the pressure becomes unbearable. And beyond that, into the abyss, conditions grow so extreme that even bacteria struggle to function. At these depths, pressure exceeds 100 times what you feel at sea level. Temperatures hover near freezing. Food falls from above in rare, unpredictable fragments. And yet, life didn't just survive here, it adapted. But the cost of that adaptation was normalcy. Deep-sea fish do not look unfinished by accident. Their bodies are soft, gelatinous, and loosely held together, not because evolution failed, but because rigidity is a liability under pressure. Bones that are strong at the surface become a weakness in the abyss. So many deep-sea fish reduced their skeletons to thin, flexible structures. Some barely have bones at all. Muscles? Minimal. Movement costs energy, and energy is rare. So these fish drift. They float. They wait. To a surface animal, they look sick, deformed, wrong. But in the deep ocean, efficiency doesn't look impressive. It looks barely alive. Vision in the deep sea is a gamble. Some fish evolved massive, light-gathering eyes, so large they dominate the skull. These eyes can detect a single photon, a single spark of bioluminescence from meters away. Others went in the opposite direction. They lost their eyes entirely. Why waste energy maintaining vision in a world where light never exists? Instead, many deep-sea fish rely on pressure-sensing organs and vibration detection systems, so sensitive they can feel movement through water alone. They don't see prey. They sense disturbances in reality itself.
Food in the deep ocean is not scarce, it's unpredictable. A meal might appear once a week or once a month. Miss it, and you may not get another chance. This is why deep-sea fish have mouths that look absurd, jaws unhinged far beyond what seems possible. Teeth curve inward, not to tear, but to prevent escape. Stomachs stretch to hold prey larger than the fish itself. Because eating too much isn't a risk, starving is. Some species evolved to swallow anything that fits in their mouth, even if digestion takes weeks. Others evolved expandable stomachs that act like storage units, saving energy for the long wait ahead. This isn't gluttony, it's survival math. In a place without light, evolution did something impossible. It invented it. Bioluminescence isn't rare in the deep ocean, it's expected. Fish use light to lure prey, signal mates, confuse predators, and hide in plain sight. Some species produce light on their undersides to match the faint glow from above, erasing their silhouette entirely. Others flash patterns to communicate, silent signals in a soundless world. And some use light as bait. The anglerfish doesn't chase prey, it convinces prey to come to it. That glowing lure isn't beauty, it's a lie.
Here's where not normal becomes impossible. Pressure in the deep ocean doesn't just affect bodies, it alters chemistry. Proteins that function perfectly at depth will unravel at the surface. Enzymes adapted to pressure fail without it. Cell membranes change structure entirely. Deep-sea fish are chemically dependent on the abyss. Bring one to the surface too quickly, and its cells collapse, not because of injury, but because the environment that makes life possible is suddenly gone. That's why many deep-sea fish don't die when surfaced. They disintegrate. Deep-sea fish break our expectations because we misunderstand evolution. We like to think of evolution as a careful designer, something that refines, improves, and perfects life over time. We imagine progress, optimization, a steady march toward better solutions. But evolution doesn't work that way. Evolution doesn't build optimal systems, it builds workable ones. It doesn't ask whether a body is efficient, elegant, or even stable. It only asks one question: does this survive long enough to reproduce? If the answer is yes, then the design, no matter how strange, remains. Deep-sea fish are not failures of biology. They are what biology produces when there are no better options. They exist in an environment that strips life down to its bare minimum, a place where energy is scarce, light is absent, and every movement carries a cost. In the deep ocean, excess is punished, complexity is dangerous, and anything unnecessary becomes a liability. So, evolution removes it. Muscle mass is reduced, bones become flexible or disappear entirely. Organs shrink, simplify, or repurpose themselves. Bodies lose structure, not because they are unfinished, but because structure is expensive. What remains looks fragile to us, but fragility is relative. In the deep sea, rigidity can be fatal. These fish are not optimized for speed or strength or endurance in the way we understand it. They are optimized for waiting, for conserving energy, for surviving long stretches of nothingness until the rare moment when survival becomes possible again. That kind of optimization doesn't look impressive. It looks wrong, and that's why we struggle to accept it.
Deep-sea fish have persisted for millions of years in conditions that have barely changed since long before humans existed. They have outlasted mass extinctions. They have adapted to environments that never became easier, and they continue to survive in places we still struggle to reach. Not because they are strong, but because they are sufficient. That is the truth evolution reveals when it's pushed to its limits. Life does not aim to be elegant, it does not aim to be comfortable, and it does not aim to be familiar. It aims to persist. Sometimes that persistence looks like something graceful. Sometimes it looks intelligent. Sometimes it looks beautiful. And sometimes it looks like a deep-sea fish, barely held together, chemically dependent on crushing pressure, drifting through a world that offers nothing freely. To us, that looks like a mistake. To evolution, it is a success. Because survival is not about being impressive, it is about lasting. And in the deepest parts of the ocean, lasting requires becoming something so strange that it no longer resembles life as we expect it to be. That is why deep-sea fish feel unsettling, not because they are unnatural, but because they reveal what life becomes when nature stops being kind. And when survival is all that remains,